#1 spiritual and entertainment TV. Click.
Yes, your #1 spiritual and entertainment TV. This is Click TV. If today happens to be your first time that you are watching us on YouTube, Facebook, or our digital channel, welcome to Click TV. If you are watching us on YouTube, I would love for you to do one thing for me. Just share the program for your friends to benefit from this knowledge as well. Okay, share the program, like the program, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and click on the bell that is beneath the subscription button, and anytime that we come live, it will hit it will give you notification that we are live, so that you can join us live. You don't need to someone don't need to watch it and then come and tell you. That will be very, very unfair. So that if you have questions, you will be able to ask questions. We have a couple of comments here that I will read them as we proceed. So if you have any questions concerning any of the teachings that we've done so far, you can pass them across, and then I will read them to the hearing of everyone. I'll read them to the hearing of everyone. So we have a couple of messages here. Yesterday I read a couple of them, and today too I will read some as well for those of you who have been sending your messages. We can't just ignore it like that. You are very, very important, and we appreciate you for that. So let's bear that in mind. Now, Click TV is focused on making sure all your spiritual needs are met. And if I talk about meeting your spiritual needs, then today, the topic for today is living a stress-free life. Okay, living a stress-free life. The laws that governs how to live without stress. There are certain laws that governs us. Most people have entangled themselves with so many situations that is giving them so much stress, and you know, stress can lead to so many things. Can lead to depression, can lead to suicidal, and so many things. As I told you, this year is a year whereby the kind of energies around us, excuse me to say, are very, very wicked. What they have in mind for us is very, very, very bad. It comes with a lot of tension, excessive tension, not just Ghana alone, not just Africa alone, the whole world. Currently, everywhere you go, the tension that is mounting is very, very, very high. So if you could have solutions to some of these portals as to how you can get out of this tension, it will go a long way to help you. Most of us, the law number one of living a stress-free life: never make promise that you know you can't fulfill. Never make promise that you know you can't fulfill, or making promise that are beyond your limit. So number one, I will explain for you to understand. Making promise beyond your limit, or making promise that you know you cannot fulfill. Now, stress comes in so many ways. Stress doesn't start just a day. Stress starts from a second. From a second, it moves to a minute. From a minute, it moves to an hour. From an hour, it moves to a day. From a day, it moves to a week. From a week, it moves to a month. From a month, it moves to a year. From a year, it moves to subsequent years ahead of you. That is how stress starts from. Most people have been stressed for the past 2 decades, 3 decades, and they are still stressed as a result of certain things that they started. If there are certain things that governs this universe that we live in, and it is not going to kill you. Not this universe is such a lovely universe that everything you have the free will to do whatever you want to do. But please be careful what you are doing. Will you be able to move with it till the end? Now, making a promise that you know you cannot fulfill. For instance, having 2 wives, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with having 2 wives. You can have as many as you can, your pocket can sustain, no problem. But in a scenario where you have the 2 wives and you cannot continue the journey with one of them, then it mounts pressure on you. It brings misunderstanding between you and the other partner, the one that is hesitant. Why? Because he or she thinks you can move with me till the end, even though I know we are 2 or we are 3. So you find yourself stuck within. Now, this can give you excess pressure, which can lead to brain tumor. With the brain tumor and everything, with next week I will teach you, if you have brain tumor, how you can use herbs to cure yourself out of it. But today I will mention some of the ailments that you can get as a result of stress. You have tension at home. When you close from work and you are going home, it's excessive pressure for you. It's excessive stress for you going home. As soon as you leave home in the morning, you feel free, but when you're going back, the pressure shoots up again. Why? Because you have you have attracted certain energies to yourself, and these energies are physical. If you had avoided the man, if you had avoided the woman, this time you wouldn't be going through that kind of stress. You will be free. But because everything that we have here, we have it at our own free will, nothing binds us. Nothing binds us. Is at our own free will. We have to decide that what I'm doing, is it right for me? If it is right for you, you can go ahead. But if it is not right for you, if you cannot handle it, then you need to put an end to it. So making a promise to someone, whereby using the metaphor of a relationship or a marriage, whereby you have 2 women in your life that you are married to, but you cannot continue as a result of the tension that is mounting between the 2 women. So you are hesitant. One, it brings a whole lot of stress on you. I remember there's this man who married more than 4, and as a result of the tension that was mounting on him, he was one day driving, and then before he could realize, he was climbing a severe, dangerous hill, rockies. He was climbing them. He was driving through those rockies, and it was the Creator that saved him, because as the thing was descending, as he climbed up and he was descending, he could adjust himself to this huge rock that was there, and it shielded him from hitting the bottom of the rocky hills that he got himself there. He thought he was on the right path, but because of stress, because of what he was doing, it got him there. I remember coming to work today, I had a lot of calls to return. So I pulled over, and as I was, before pulling over, some of the message started, automatically when I sit in the car, it started playing for me. So as I was listening, I decided to pull over. And as I was pulling over, someone who knows me stopped, and I was like, came, shook hands, and then went back. Few minutes later, as I was there, someone came and asked me, started blowing the horn. To draw my attention, I turned, and then she was like, "Are you okay?" It was let's say a woman in her 70s driving, asking me if I'm okay. And I said yes. Okay. Now, initially I was confused. This is where I got to understand her. When I was playing the message, I was on the other phone as well, looking for a very convenient place to pull over. So she could see how the car was moving. It was not moving properly. Even though I was not speeding, but my concentration was not on the hills. Yes, I could calculate about, let's say, 10 meters ahead of me and know that I'm safe. But how the car was moving and everything, that was about a kilometer, about 70 miles away from me, could tell that there's something wrong. So she just walked to my car. She just pulled over as well and asked me if everything was okay. Okay. Initially, I was confused, but after reflecting over why did she ask me this and everything, I realized that initially the driving from that point to where I pulled over was not accurate. Okay, was not accurate, and it's as a result of being on the phone and listening to that message as well. So it mounts stress on me, and the kind of stress is there's someone calling, which is also important. I need to answer. There's a message playing, and there's one that I'm reading. But when I pulled over and listened to the message, replied all that I have to do, make the calls that were necessary for me to, I was back on my feet again. Within the space of 5 minutes, I took off again and overtook the woman who stopped and asked me, "Are you okay?" Okay, so that is how life is. When you have so many things on your table, it puts you in a state of confusion. In a state of confusion, you can't decide whether to do A or B when you are in that state. So if you can avoid those things, and as I'm saying, making promises to people can put you in a state that will put you in an uncomfortable zone. You don't even know how to live your life within that day. You've made promise to someone, "Oh, come for the money today." The person is there for the money. You don't have the money, and you know you don't have it, but you keep on telling the person, "Oh, wait for me, I'm coming." You pass here, except when maybe you are doing it deliberately. But if you are not doing it deliberately, but you are trying to buy time for yourself because you own the person or because you promised the person, then you go through a lot of stress. There are some people that will do it deliberately and they don't care. I mean, they just want to waste your time, and then, I mean, for those people, they don't care. They don't get that kind of pressure mounting on them. Okay, so in the law of stress-free in this universe that we live in, if you think doing things that can put stress on you, such as making promises, and promises are things that once you make a promise, it sticks to the mindset of people that they know it can be achieved. They know it can be achieved. Okay, promise is an energy. So once it hits, they know it can be achieved. And if it cannot be achieved, it brings disappointment. And when they are disappointed, it affects you as well. It makes you imbalanced. It makes you imbalanced. And before you become imbalanced as well, the lies you will tell and so many things you will do, okay, will put you in that state. So let us be mindful of that. Don't do things that will stress you. Don't promise things that you think are not within your means. Okay, don't promise things that you think are not within your means. That is the rule number one. If you can do this, it will go a long way to help you. Rule number two, live within your means. Live within your means. If you earn, let's say, a quarter, if you earn a quarter, don't leave one. Because if you go to 1 or 2, it is more than the quarter. It will affect you. If your salary is a quarter, live within this quarter. So if you have to, in terms of putting up a structure, investing and everything, you invest within that quarter that is coming, because maybe you first of all you have to pay your bills, utility bills, you have to pay so many things plus food and everything before you can have what you put aside. So what you put aside is the one that you invest. Now if you are investing more than what you are earning, it will mount pressure on you, it will mount a lot of stress on you. You cannot sleep because you are surrounded with a lot of debt. And when you have a lot of debt, it becomes excessively difficult for you to live a balanced life. And if you can't live a balanced life, automatically what comes in is stress. What comes in is stress. I know so many people that going to their various homes or going to their workplaces are very difficult for them. Why? Because of the kind of people that even work for them, they haven't been able to pay them. So when they get there, it's a problem for them. If they are renting, the landlord is for their neck. They've not been able to pay the landlord. That is one. It's another pressure. It's another pressure. Meaning what you are earning, if it is a single room that you think what you are earning can afford for you, just get that one. If it's a studio, get a studio apartment and be there. Once you go beyond that studio apartment, the quarter that you are earning cannot cater for your needs for the month and pay for the new place you have as well. So it goes a long way to affect you. In terms of those of you outside, at times you know very well that I need to bring my wife or my husband from home to join me so that life will become much easier. Okay, I need to bring my husband, my wife, In the course of doing it, you should check your finances very well before you start it. If as at when you are about to do, your finances are not that sound, okay, it is advisable to hold on until you have a very good, sound financial stability before you can proceed. Other than that, when you proceed, it goes a long way to affect you. When certain things are being demanded, you cannot provide them, and it can put severe pressure on you, especially those who want to travel. They can mount a lot of pressure. And if you are not careful, it can put you in a state of confusion, which can affect you. So before you do something, if you are planning to help someone out, if you are planning to do anything for someone, please make sure that that help that you are reaching out is within your means. If it's not within your means, don't. For instance, those who are into spiritual activities or spiritual practice, at times you do get certain issues that you know very well that this issue is above my means. I will not be able to resolve this issue. Okay, I will not be able to resolve this issue. Then you tend to give false promises. Oh, I mean, this is small, it will be. So they put their trust in you and expect that at the end of the day, whatever that they are going through should be resolved for them within a week or two. But issues don't resolve like that. It takes a while before they can be resolved. It has taken them some of them have been with these issues for a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades. You can't use just a week to resolve it. It's like having a sore on your skin and you just want it to vanish within a week. It can't be possible. You need to take in herbs to flush the system before you can apply something on it for it to heal. But if you decide for you to go within a day or two, you'll be disappointed. So those of you who are into spiritual practice, when you make promise and you tell them, oh, this can be done within the shortest time and everything, that can go a long way to affect you. And because of the promise you made, and you keep on getting calls from them. Why? Because they expect things to be better within that short time. But if you let them know that things don't work the way you think, but it takes a while before you see progress in your life, they will understand you. Why? Because they are coming to seek the help. If they don't understand, please let them go to where they can have that results within a week or two. In that case, you don't lose anything. You have your peace of mind. At the end of the day, it's a voluntary work that you are doing. You are not earning anything except when you know you are earning something in return. That is when you hold them on. You keep on holding them on. But if you tell them the truth and they still want you to assist them, they will stay with you. If they don't, let them go to where they can seek that help. That will help you, because a lot of spiritual people or spiritual practice personnel die, okay, at early stages as a result of that pressure that is being mounted on them by the people that seek help from them. So if you are a spiritual practitioner and you keep on making expensive promises and other things, please, the universe that we live in, okay, is not just that simple. A lot of people need to go through purification before they will get to the state of waiting, and then they come to a state of applying medicinal and everything before recovering. So all these stages have number of days or months that it takes before they get they receive their receivement. So if you just jump and start giving them false promises, it is not going to. I remember someone coming and I told the person, look, this issue, please, let's give ourselves 4 months. 4 months before we can see certain changes happening. Okay. And was like, oh, 4 months is too much for me. I want it quick. And I was like, okay, sorry, I can't. I hope you understand. It doesn't mount pressure on me. But if I tell you, okay, oh, within a week or two, we will see changes, and that week happens, the 2 comes and nothing happens, then they will keep on mounting pressure on you. Okay, and pressure from your fellow human being can be a bit disturbing. Okay, can be a bit disturbing, which the stress that will mount on you can lead to so many things. Most these young spiritual practitioners die, unfortunately, untimely death as a result of the pressure. Okay, the pressure, because of the promise. They've made expensive promises that, oh, I'll be able to do A, B, C, D. And because of that, yes, they know what they are doing. They are doing a genuine thing. They know the formulas they are applying. But you see, these formulas, there are times you need to wake up at certain hours to perform them. And the more you do them, the more it affects you. Because if you wake up at 2 a.m. every day to perform those formulas, it can go a long way to help affect you. Okay, it can go a long way to affect you. Yes, you are doing the work, but please be careful. You do it at a convenience. So if it's about 5 that has to be done, and you finish that 5 today, take a rest and continue the day after. That, in that aspect, it will not affect you. But if you look at the pressure that they are mounting on you, and you go ahead and please them, you pleasing others and forgetting about yourself, you will die, untimely death. And most people begin to wonder, how come you could do this, but when it happened that you have to do this for yourself, you couldn't. So please take note of that. Don't let the pressure from your fellow human beings, or don't let words from your mouth put you in a stress situation. If you could do this, it will go a long way to help you. That is, whatever you are doing is within your means, is within your work territory, is not above it. So you are living within your means, you are living within your salary. But once you start to live above the salary, you start to live above the work territory, then it begins to mount pressure on you in everything that you do. You don't even have time for yourself. You can't do so many things for yourself. But in this life, you need to have time for yourself. The more time you have for yourself, the longer your life span becomes. Okay, the longer your lifespan becomes. So you need to take note of these first two. Let me just take a quick break and take a glass of water, and then I'll come back and give you more tidbits on how you can live a stress-free life. I'll be right back.
Oh yes, Click TV, your number one spiritual and entertainment TV.
Click TV.
Oh yes, Click TV, your number one spiritual and entertainment TV.
Click TV.
Oh yes, Click TV.
Good. Welcome back. Yes, you are number one spiritual and entertainment TV, Click TV. This is the only station whereby we give you highly spiritual teachings, things that certain helps that you've heard of, but you can't even make any good use of them. This is the station whereby when you watch or when you listen on the radio app, we explain them into details for you to know how beneficial these helps can be to you. So please take note, stick glued to this channel. It will go a long way to help you and your descendants. I always say that those who are born from the 70s are doomed, but if you're born from the 60s downwards, you are okay. Why? Because for those people, their parents at least introduce them to one or two herbs. But when it got to our time, our parents have diverted. They see herbs as sin. If you use herb for your spiritual needs, they see it as sin. If you are sick and you use herbs to cure yourself, they see it as sin. Okay, and when they started seeing it that way, that was when we started suffering. So basically, those from the 70s upwards is where the problems comes from. Yes, you can have one or two people who are beneath like 60s going, who have one or two issues, but it's not as much as from 70s upwards. So if you are born with it from the 70s upwards, you need to be extremely careful, except your parents introduce you to the knowledge of herbs. They introduce you to the knowledge of spiritualism, how to encounter certain issues when they approach you. If they did all that for you, then please put them in practice and it will go a long way for you. If they did not, and you happen to find a station like Click, stick to Click and start following some of the teachings that goes on here, and to go a long way to help you. For those of you who are in the Telegram class, lectures starts on Monday, God willing, and then with that, by the will of the Creator, on Sunday, a PDF of whatever we'll be discussing for the week will be provided for you on the platform, where each and every one is expected to download the PDF, read through, so that whilst lectures are going on, you can ask questions. You raise up your hand, and then we ask you, when your name is mentioned, you can ask your question. Okay, it's not that you just come and then talk and go. No. Raise up your hand when you are prompted, then we can ask the question. So if you want to join this school, you can call the number on the screen. It's purely spiritual, where we use herbs for our spiritual gain. No blood, no blood. It's only herbs. We use the herbs for our spiritual gain. A lot of people have been going through a whole lot of situations, a whole lot of series of problems. Now they are okay as a result of applying herbs. Initially, it wasn't okay. It wasn't okay. I remember some of them, you tell them, just take your time, it will be okay. But they still can't get it. The pressure that they mount and everything, but when they go through certain stages and then they become balanced and they accept that, yes, this is life and this is what is happening to me. So let me give myself time to recover from whatever I'm going through. Yes, now they are living a very comfortable life. They are okay. And so can you. So can you. Only if you take the right step. Don't do things with strange attachment that will affect you later with time to come. With time to come, you realize that if you did something and you need to go and thank and you forget to do that, please, you'll be in trouble. With these spiritual things, whatever that you say is taken as it is. So when you forget, negligence of the law doesn't mean you pay for it. You will pay for it. I know someone who is still fighting with a promise he made at a particular place. Okay, he's still fighting with a promise he made at a particular place, and it's affecting. So please, these are some of the places where you can go and acquire such knowledge. So if you are watching today, you can join the class, the Click Spiritual School, either on WhatsApp or Facebook. Either on WhatsApp or Telegram. WhatsApp or Telegram. If you call the number on your screen, they will give you the details as to how you can become a student, and you will enjoy the lectures. A lot of people have been saved as a result of this school, and so can you. So can you. So please, just call the number on your screen and then request that you want to be part of the school, and they will add you to it. And for those of you who are already in there, please stay tuned and get ready for Sunday to go and download whatever that will be put there for you, the PDF of the lectures that will happen, so that when the lectures is ongoing, you will be able to ask questions. We'll have a whole week to discuss one topic, a whole week, and by the close of the week, we'll be done with it. Okay, we'll go deep into it and make sure each and every one of you have your understanding before we proceed. So have that in mind. And for those of you outside who wants to see me, please, you can call Healing Hands Heart in UK. Healing Hands Heart in UK. When you call Healing Hands Heart, the number on your screen, just tell them you want to book a section with Reverend, and ask at when I will be at your location. They will let you know. Okay, because I no longer do Zoom. Okay, I don't do Zoom anymore because of certain issues that arises. So I don't do Zoom anymore. But what I do is, if you have someone who can stand in for you, the person can come and see me, and then I will see to it for you. Or you wait when I come to your location, wherever you are, I will be there, and I'll take care of it. Okay, when I come. If it's too much for you to, then send someone to come and stand in for you, so that at least we can start it, and then when I come over, we continue from where I ended with the one who stood in for you, and it will go a long way to help you. Today we are discussing stress, and someone will ask, so Reverend, where can I meet you? You can meet me at Movenpick. At first, I was meeting you at airport, Atlantic Towers. Yes. Now that side is for the real estate. Those of you who are outside and or you are within the country and you want to build, and you think building is, you need so much amount of money before you can build. No, please just get in touch with Click Real Estate. Call the number on your screen, and they will give you directions as to how you can meet them at the office. They will sit down with you. If it has to do with your you getting a land that is integrated free, they'll get one for you at a gated community. If you've started one but you are outside the country, that is moving slowly, you bring money but you don't see where it gets to, contact Click Real Estate, number on your screen, and they will be able to help you. If you are a foreigner and you find Ghana to be peaceful and you want to establish here and you need a place of comfort, a place of luxury to live, contact Click Real Estate and they'll be able to get you a place to live for yourself, to own or to rent. Please contact them and they'll be able to help you. If you want to meet me one-on-one, I start work as early as 4 a.m. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. As early as 4 a.m. so that those who are going to work can go to their various works. Latest by 10, I'm done. Latest by 10, I'm done. So when I start at 4 a.m., by 10 in the morning, 10 a.m., I'm done. So I can go and rest, because waking up early to come and sit down, at least I also need to sleep and catch up with the number of hours that I missed. So please have it in mind that if you're coming to see me and you happen to be here around 8 and they tell you can't see me, please bear with them, because I've been here. I will be here by 3:30 before I start. So please bear with them that I can't overuse the energy that I have. I have to save some for tomorrow. That is what we are discussing today, that living within your means. The last one I mentioned before I went on a break. Living within your means. Okay, I need to live within the energy that I have. Okay, I need to live within the energy that I have. So that is it. Now let's move to the next law. That if you are able to abide by it, it will go a long way to help you. Remember that I always tell you that this universe that we live in, everything is free. Everything is free. You can do whatever you want. Okay, as long as whatever you are doing is good for you, no problem. Okay, no problem. Or whatever you are doing doesn't go against the law of where you reside, you are good. Okay, you are good. But there are certain basic things that at times we bind ourselves to it, and it goes a long way to affect us. Please, there's one thing that I've realized. Most people want to do things to please others. So what they don't do, they also say they don't do. They choose not to do the same, even though they know that without this thing, there's no way I can survive. Okay, they choose not to also do it. You can't live life to please someone. Live life to please yourself. Live life to please yourself. Okay, when you live life that pleases yourself, it goes a long way to help you. It goes a long way to help you. How does it help you? Well, for instance, sitting here and I tell you drinking is bad, doing this is bad, moving from point A to B is bad, having numerous partners is bad, and everything. And you see me doing it, how will you see me? A hypocrite. A hypocrite. Okay, a hypocrite. It is the same thing that, based on the things we say to others concerning us, it confines us to a certain cubicle that you can't even turn, a tight cubicle that you can't turn. If you don't have it, you don't have it. If you don't drink, you don't drink. If you have more than one partner, you have more than one partner. Okay, just be yourself. Just be yourself, and it will take you from always looking at your back. And once you begin to look at your back, it puts you in the track of stress. It puts you on the track of stress. So don't live life to please others. Don't live life to please others. I remember most people, they talk against alcohol. They talk against alcohol. Yes, excessive of everything is bad. But that doesn't mean if you take maybe a shot of brandy or something is wrong. No. I will not condemn that. It's not wrong. But whereby you have to go to work and you are excessive drunk, and you know your family depends on you, and you are drunk, that one, please, are you doing yourself good or bad? There's no way you'll be able to save. There's no way you'll be able to save. But if it happens that once in a while there's an occasion and maybe you happens to drink maybe one bottle, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm using that as example. The same thing, certain things that, or certain habits that you have, you might have certain habits, and because you want to please others, you tend to kind of hide that habit, and maybe that habit can be your source of income. Income. Some are extremely very good when it comes to cooking, but because maybe the person you are moving with is into that, you always want to please them and put them in the high hierarchy. So you go like, when you know you can cook and cook well, even better, you choose not to. You choose not to cook. So at the end of the day, what happens? The contract that maybe could have come to you goes to someone else. Meanwhile, the person that you are expecting to take in charge of that contract is not interested, and you could have easily taken it. But this is the case, you are living a life to please your fellow human being. So this is what happens. You lose that chance, and it goes a long way to affect you. And for those of you who are breadwinners of your family, and you know that I have to wake up at, let's say, 7 and go to work, and you are drunk, and as late as 10 you are still in bed, and you report at 8:30 in the morning at work, but you get to the workplace at 12, which is supposed to be lunch break or coffee break. You get there drunk, smelling of alcohol, and they fire you. In this case, it has nothing to do with any witchcraft from your family. It's your own doing, because you know very well that excessive taking of alcohol, okay, can slow you down, but you decide to take it. That is why I'm saying that everything that we have in this universe of ours, it's at our free disposal. Okay, it's at our free disposal. You can choose to use it or not. For instance, there was a point that I used to smoke, and it got to a point I realized the smoking wasn't good for me, so I stopped. Okay, you should know your system. If you know your system very well, you always progress. You always progress, both spiritual and physical. If you are able to abide by these laws of this universe, there's nothing that you can do. There's nothing that you can do. Anything that you touch, you will be able to come out with results. Anything that you touch, you'll be able to come out with results. So please take note of these 3 tidbits that I've given you. If you are able to abide by them, you'll be successful in whatever that you are doing, in your business, whatever. We came alone. Even twins, one has to come out first before the other comes. It tells you that we all entered the door alone. None of us came together. So bear it in mind. You don't own anybody. Nobody owns you. So don't give excessive things that you think you can't abide by it. If whatever that you are saying, you think you can't do it, don't say it at all. Don't say it at all. Say things that are within your means, that you can abide by them, and it will go a long way to help you. For those of you who wants to meet me one-on-one concerning your spiritual issues that you're going through, you can call Healing Hands Heart in Ghana. Now I'm in Ghana, so you can call the Ghana number on your screen. That is if you want to meet me one-on-one. Call and arrange for your one-on-one meeting with me, and then whatever that you come with, I believe by the help of the Creator, you will not go back the same. It is not that when you meet me once, then you are okay. No, it will take a while, but you'll be fine. It will take a while, but you'll be fine. May the Creator bless you. May He guide you in everything that you do, so that faith that puts you in a state of confusion, you'll be lifted from it. Till tomorrow, see you again with another topic. Bye bye.
Precede, your number